What's the generic bottle of water?
Paul, that fight was absolute chaos from the beginning to the way you ended it. You took some heavy shots from where you were at in here. What were they like? Did you?
They were heavy.
Yeah.
He was trying to finish me. I had taken the last Jaffa cake in the house. He was not happy, man. He was wanting to stop that fight.
I've never heard that analogy before.
Have you never?
At the UFC press conference.
I had a big brother, and if you took the last Jaffa cake, that's what you were getting. And you were shouting at your mum. No.
You look calm in there, though. You look calm whilst that was happening.
You know, I've been in this sport, although it's just a blink of an eye, all these fights back to back set you up for this kind of stuff. Emotionally, I'm ready. When I first joined the UFC, I wasn't. Very green, very naive, didn't really understand the sport, didn't really understand the emotional connection. Like, now, I can control my emotions and I can use them to fuel me in fights. But what a sport, let's be honest. 1 minute you're eating heavy ground and pound and the next minute you're whispering into his ear. And I don't know if any of you can watch this back and you'll be able to see me. I grab him tight and I'm like, it's over. Like I'm in an action film, you know. I absolutely love this sport. I love the emotion that I feel as I win, lose, draw, walk out to the octagon. Sitting here right now, I feel there's something that people will never ever experience and I get to do it regularly.
The triangle finish as well. At what point did you realise that that was a very realistic possibility? And was it as soon as he took you to the ground it was like, right?
Yeah, it's wild. People are still trying to take me to the ground after seeing my back catalogue. Like you know that I'm not bad off my back in jiu-jitsu, but for some reason they're like, no, I could defend that, I definitely could defend that. Paul Craig's triangle, easy work. And then when they're there, and I nearly caught the triangle just a couple of seconds before, and he slipped out because I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And then I could hear my corner, Brian, coach, telling me, shift the hips, get that leg in. And as soon as I got that active butterfly guard, it's very, very hard it's very hard for me not to catch a triangle. Like it's something I catch every day in the gym. Anybody that trains with me will know. Like there's guys in the house that'll be watching this fight and they'll be like, I was going to triangle.
I think everyone's a fan of the Anthony Smith call-out as well. Where does that come from? And Glasgow as well, is that an official thing or is that you just putting that out there? You tell me come to Glasgow?
I'll tell you, I said something previously and I definitely didn't get in trouble for it. Right? I believe that the UK have the demand for MMA. Like, we see this in this card. It was one of the quickest selling out shows. It's stacked with European and UK talent. Why would we not come back? This sport's meant to be watched live. This sport isn't meant to be watched the next morning. As like sitting in the couch with a coffee. This is supposed to be watched with a beer. This is supposed to be watched with a whiskey with your friends. Like having that debate with your friends. It's not meant to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning, feeling knackered. And by having more UK, European shows, it's only going to build the brand within this part of the world. So I am a massive advocate of pushing this. And having guys on the card, like myself, like Jack Shore, like Tom Aspinall, this is what's going to push this sport within the UK and European scene, and that's what I want.
Massive well done to you, mate.
Thank you.
I thought, mate, first of all, fantastic win again, mate. Like I said, as soon as we saw you get taken, as soon as we saw you go on your back, everyone's saying this is the normal world. You know,
yep.
We know what's going to happen soon enough. You know, as you were saying, next thing you know, you're whispering in someone's ear.
Yep.
Get a bit of a reputation for that one, aren't you, at the moment?
Yep. You know, it's massive mission, and I know is it like Brian Ortega's called T-City.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to change my name. But the beard jiu-jitsu is very, very good. It's effective for MMA.
Who gave you that? Gallagher, Brian?
It's for the coach, it's for Brian. It's the name comes from being part of the gym, and you only get a name if you're part of your fight team. So it's not like, remember when you're in high school and you're going to call me Cool Johnny. Like, that's not what it's like. I'm just rolling up into school and like trying to start a new nickname for myself. Right, you call me Cool Johnny, that's me. And it doesn't stick. This is one of these things where somebody maybe says something that kind of sticks, and then it just keeps going, and that's how I got the name. But my jiu-jitsu is, it must be one of the best in that division. I'm over the moon with how people can deem it so ineffective and believe that no, it's not that dangerous. And I'm hopeful that people are taking note of it now.
Well, everyone said the same with Ronda Rousey, the armbar all the time. She's always putting armbars on.
Yep. Someone
defended that. Again, same situation as yours.
Yep.
So now you're sitting on like, what, a 5-win streak now in the UFC. All finishes, I remember, bar one, I think it may have been. So you had the Gustafsson fight cancelled last year. Is that something you'd like to run back again before, or are you looking ahead of that now?
Yeah, I'm looking ahead of that. You know, that was a fight to get me where I wanted to be. In this sport, you can go on a different path after 1 or 2 fights, and I believe I'm on a different path. I believe I'm getting closer to that top 5, and I think a fight against Anthony Smith, who's actually in the top 5, could be that. If you look at the division, there's quite a lot of people who are already matched up. You know, the top 4 people are roughly looking to fight each other. So there's an opportunity for me. I have beaten Ankalaev, I've beaten Jamal Hill, who are in the top 10. So I'm not looking to run that fight back unless the two of them have got a strap around their waist. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for a new opponent, I'm looking for a new drive, and I'm looking for somebody that's going to bring out the best in me, who puts that fear in me. You know, that fear that gets you up at 6:30 in the morning to do the hard work, rather than lying in bed and being like, it's fine, he's not in the top 15, so I'll not really work that hard.
Well, people will be listening now, mate, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Immediately, you seemed like you weren't as impressed as we were with Anthony Smith's jiu-jitsu game. You declared yours were better, but so overall, what did you make of Anthony's game if you do get matched up?
You know, everybody in the top 10 has an outstanding jiu-jitsu game, and they have an outstanding striking game and wrestling game. You need to be all-round to be in this game. You can't have one thing unless you're the Virgin. All you need is that bare jiu-jitsu, and if you've got that, then you can go to the top and you can be the champ. Do I think Anthony Smith's got good jiu-jitsu? Yes. Is it better than mine? I don't think so. He's not as hungry as me, and he's not getting that, putting himself in danger to get submissions. I hunt for submissions, and in that fight, there was times where people must have thought, oh, that's a real naked choke. Right, it wasn't a real naked choke. Oh, that triangle's nearly in. Oh, like that's what I do. It's like telling a story. If the story I tell you is I wake up in the morning and I go through my day and I go to bed, that's not a very exciting story. What I do is I do this. So that's a sport. The sport's of entertainment, and I believe I entertain people when I step in an octagon. That's me. No, dude.
Always one more. You're one step closer then to the little kids going into school instead of doing a report on Craig,
Yep.
like you said. How does that feel? And when you're going into these fights, do you think it is last chance saloon, like when you were getting the ground and pound there, and you think, could it be it? Or do you feel that pressure going into the ring at every fight could be the last because you're on that journey, that last chance?
Yep, it is, and I think that's fuel for me. If you believe this is the end game, then you'll work harder. Because nobody wants to end this sport. I know I say 35, but I'm so close to that goal, and I believe it. And going back maybe last year when I was like, confirming the 35 number, I was like bummed by the sport, you know. I had the fights cancelled, so I was like a wee bit emotional. I was like a stroppy kid who's taking his ball and he's going home like, nah, this is it. I'm throwing in the towel because you're annoyed, because I'm not getting the recognition I deserve. What I believe with this fight, getting the victory, is I'll get the recognition and I'll get some sort of love from UFC fans.
I know you talked, finally, just one more. I know you talked fondly about the Scottish crowd. How would it mean to you, apart from a title, to take the UFC to Scotland? Yeah. How would that actually feel for you? That'd be a bucket list type thing, yeah?
Yeah. The last time I was in Scotland, I didn't bring the muscle. I didn't have the minerals, and it haunts me. It's one of these things that really hurt me, the fact that I couldn't show the fans of Scotland, my home country, what I can do. And it's like one of these things where, like, Paul, you need to go to Scotland and you need to get that victory back, and you need to show them that you are the prodigal son of Scotland. Like, I want to be a Scottish legend. I want people to be like Paul Craig, the UFC Scottish guy. There's nobody else there, it's me.
Hey Paul, just a minute.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good, how are you?
You look sharp.
Thank you very much. You look even sharper in there, by the way.
Thank you very much.
You touched on it a little bit there. I just want to ask you, how elated are you that you changed your mind about retirement? Can you put it into words?
Yeah, you know, when I say I changed my mind, I didn't change my mind. My partner went, nah, not today, son. Ruffled my hair, slapped my arse and sent me on the way out. As I said, like, a woman can change her mind, and she sat me down and she spoke to me and she'll say to me, do you genuinely believe that you can walk away from this sport, like, after this victory? Can you imagine walking away and just being like, yeah, just betting 9, I just bet a title contender, I just bet a man who's went the distance with some of the top guys in this sport, and I could just walk away? I don't think I can, man. We're only getting started. I'm 34, and I'll be very damn close to getting the belt by the time I'm 35.
There must be something very comfortable about your legs, because it seems like everyone just wants to get stuck inside them.
Yeah, like, you coming on to me? You dress sharp. Are we? No, you know, I can't understand it myself. You know, when we see guys when I'm watching fights back myself, and I'm like, I'd be able to do that, I'd be able to beat that. People are doing the exact same things to watching my fight. They're like, Paul Craig, he's the easy work in this division. He's racked himself into the top 10 by triangle folk. I'm going to be able to beat him. We're going to see that I can't be beaten that easy. I've got something in me that won't allow me just to give up when I'm getting, like, that shoulder press that he was driving on me, I'm assuming he's watched the fight, you'll see, that was heavy. He was so strong, like, he's super, super strong, young, hungry, with all that experience. Spartan kicked me in the face. Like, what a sport, but like, I genuinely cannot believe this is the sport I do.
I just want to say congratulations, Paul. I'm super happy for you. You're a mixed martial artist in every sense of the word, so congratulations.
Thank you very much, friend.
Paul.
How you doing, my man?
Good, man. I'm just curious, you said that the top 4 are kind of ready to fight each other now, and by the time you get to the title shot, who do you think will hold that belt?
So the question is, does Glover get beat off Yari? I don't think so. I think Glover's too old in the tooth, you know. He's experienced, he's been there, he's done it, he's been with the strikers, he's been with the wild men. You know, he has been in this sport for a long time. And I don't think Yari's got what it takes to beat him. I do believe that Ankalaev has got what it takes to beat him. We've seen his fight last weekend where he went in 5 rounds, barely came out of the first gear. That's the guy I want to take the title, because then, once he gets that title, I can say, hey, I know a guy to beat you, with a second to spare. And that's the story that I would love to have. Him win the title and me take the title off him and be the first Scottish and the second UK champion.
And stylistically, when you look at them top guys, who do you think provides you with the toughest matchup?
Toughest matchup? You know, I wouldn't to say there's nobody. I think you have to have that confidence. And I don't think it's being arrogant. I think you just have to have a little bit of self-belief that you're like, no, I can beat this guy. I can beat anybody you put in front of me. Just give me a couple of months and let me tweak a few things and make it slightly better and work in that triangle.
Good luck with it, mate. Can't wait to watch.
Thank you very much, bro. Daz?
Paul, just a quick one over
How you
here.
doing?
Outside of yourself, who do you see having the best jiu-jitsu in the division?
You know, there's loads of guys. I always used to look up to Damien Maya. That's what my daughter's named after, Damien Maya. Her name's Maya, obviously, believe it or not. I got to meet him. I got to see firsthand how good jiu-jitsu is. So for me, he was a guy. Looking now, Charles Oliveira is dangerous. I love, he's very long, levered like myself, creates wicked submissions. In our division, I thought it was Krylov. I thought Krylov had the best in our division. And he probably still does, but I just happened to beat him on the night.
Thank you.
Yeah.